When this young girl, hears the sound of birds singing at this mountaintop,
and says,
that
"Am I
same
not here
mountaintop
to
you've
marry
been to.
mother?" And she appears pregnant, and that's one of the things. And and for Juan Diego, who was 54 when he saw her, he had seen all of his people destroyed. We can't even imagine the atrocities he saw, the cruelties and the violence. He'd seen so many of his family members and friends murdered and tortured. He'd seen so many women he loved raped. He had he had experienced a violence we can hardly imagine.
And so when this young girl, hears the sound of birds singing at this mountaintop,
And says,
that
"Am I
same
not here
mountaintop
to
you've
marry
been to.
mother?"
Yeah, and when she says, "I've come to heal the sorrows of your people and comfort you," this was a really profound promise, but she made good on.
And she comes and she appears pregnant, so like so many of the young women who were pregnant around him with babies they, felt very complicated about because they came from horrible rapes, and there she is saying, "We will rebirth the world."
Yeah,
And she shows up in moments of calamity and moments of
a cleansed
crisis to
virgin.
say, "You don't think I can't rebirth the world?"
Yeah, Rwanda, Bosnia, Fatima
Civil War,
before the Civil War, but also before the
the flu.
pandemic. Yeah, the
She
Spanish
often
flu.
shows up in moments of terrible crisis. In the beginning, when she started to show up for Clark, we thought of her as Our Lady of Climate Change, but we've gotten more modest and deeper, I think, because she's just Our Lady of Woodstock. She is the lady of this mountain, this land, this earth, these hemlock trees, these bears. Their bears sometimes go sleep at her shrine.